What's up, pumpers? Jerome here with another TBC video. This week, we're going to be talking about why you and your guild should be doing Karazhan Trash Farming for true best-in-slot upgrades. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and click the like button if you like this type of TBC content. Barely anybody has been talking about Karazhan Trash Farming, but it offers true best-in-slot upgrades for a lot of different classes, and it's really simple and easy to do. And it also doesn't lock you to a raid ID either. If you go right at the entrance to Karazhan, there's a sort of basement area called the Servants' Quarters, full of all sorts of different mobs like hounds and spiders and bats. And this is the area that we're going to be doing our Karazhan Trash Farming. If you clear out the Servants' Quarters, one of 3 random mini-bosses will spawn, and they're guaranteed to drop 1 epic quality item. These items can be either bracers, belts, or boots. They're added with Karazhan, and it clearly intended to be some sort of catch-up mechanic. So let's say you were unable to kill Atom Man or Morose or Shade, you would be able to go back and just sort of farm out infinite epic pieces over and over again until you had enough strength to finally push on and get past whatever boss you were stuck on. I think it's fascinating that so few people realize that these bosses can drop true best-in-slot loot. We're talking pieces that are actually best-in-slot for multiple phases for some different classes, and absolutely worth looking into. So the 3 different mini-bosses that can drop items are Rokad the Ravager, who's a dog boss, and he can drop bracers. We have Hyakiss the Glider, who is a bat boss and can drop boots, and we have Hyakiss the Lurker, who is a spider boss and can drop belts. Some of these items are significantly better than others, so it's kind of an RNG game on what you're going to be getting and whether it's going to be useful or not, but that's part of the fun. Before we get into what kind of items can drop, it's worth noting you're going to want a consistent group for this. I would really recommend a guild group. Pugging this is going to be super hard because some of the RNG on this is pretty rough. It could easily take 20, 30, 50 hours to get some of these pieces depending on what kind of role you want. You need to put together a raid group of, I would say, you're going to have a normal tank, and I would say at least 1 healer, and ideally 5, 6 DPS. The main thing is you want to have a geared tank, a relatively geared tank, and a solidly geared healer as well. Definitely enough DPS to clear these packs quickly. The more DPS you have, the faster you can do the runs, the faster you can do the items. So like I said, you can do these runs in 15, 20 minutes, but if you have a really weak team, let's say 5 people, this is going to take way longer. It's going to be way more painful. You want to have 7, 8, 9, 10 people if you can. Just basically a full raid group. First up, let's talk Rokad the Ravager. He's the bracer boss, he's the dog boss, drops all sorts of bis loot for different casters, and even survival hunters, feral druids as well. The elephant in the room, of course, healers, in my opinion. Healers, all healers of any type should be doing Rokad the Ravager as much as they possibly can. He drops 90 healing power bracers. This is ridiculous. It's massive. It's better for pretty much everybody in phase 1 and even phase 2. Look at a Resto Druid, for example. Bindings of the Time Walker. Pretty good. Everybody uses them. But they're cloth. They're not that good. They don't have much armor. They don't have much healing power. And the bindings of the Time Walker are not going to match even close to the 90 healing power bracers. You can get leather bracers, more armor, more survivability, better healing. Paladins, you could run a plate bracer with 90 healing power. Holy Paladin, that's way better. Priests running 90 healing power bracers, cloth bracers. Resto Shaman running a 90 healing power mail bracer. These are all way better. And it is worth noting before we get even further that these bracers, if you're going to run one, for example, you could as a Resto Druid run a cloth bracer and it'd be fine. You as a Holy Paladin could run a cloth bracer. So if you're going to come here for bracers as a healer and you're a Paladin, you have a huge chance comparatively of getting at least one of these pieces because you can use cloth, you can use leather, you can use mail, you can use plate. So depending on what type of healer you are, what type of class you are, you have a better chance at getting something relevant. In terms of DPS, Shadow Priests are just absolutely going crazy for the 58 damage roll on the bracers. We're talking 58 shadow damage. If you're going to be hosting your own Karazhan Trash Farming group, you can bet there's going to be a line of Shadow Priests out the door. In terms of mages want to come as well because they want the fire damage. 58 fire damage and 58 arcane damage, 58 frost damage. Depends on your spec, depends on your build, depends on your hit, but that damage is always going to be higher than any of the other options on phase 1. Survival hunters will absolutely be crawling into your groups. 41 agility bracers. These are huge as you want to stack up that critical percentage. Feral druids will definitely prefer the Ravagers wrist wraps of the Tiger. 27 agility, 27 strength. Better than the alternative, the Nightfall wrist guards, because Kings and Survival of the Fittest are going to scale better with those raw stats. For tank druids, the Ravagers Band of the Bandit have 21 agility, 32 stamina, and 43 attack power. This is arguably better than the PvP options, and way better than the Forest Heart Bracers. If you don't want a PvP, these are going to be your best option. Also worth noting, they have a base armor of 355. May not matter for you, but it's better than the competition. Paladin and Warrior tanks generally want the High King Mulgar's Blade Spire Warbands with the gem slots, the critical strike, and the solid stats. But if you are looking for an alternative, you haven't gotten that yet, you could look into the Ravager's Bracers, 41 stamina, 27 agility of the Monkey Bracers, or the 21 strength, 21 agility, 32 stamina of the Beast, and the Champion, 21 strength, 32 stamina, 21 defense rating. So all pretty solid options. Not as good as the Blade Spire Warbands. Wouldn't go out of my way as a Warrior or a Paladin to come in here. But if you're helping somebody out, always nice to help a friend. Next up, we have Hyakiss, the Lurker. The Spider Boss drops belts. Unfortunately, unlike Bracers, most classes have pretty good belt options, especially healers, for example, with the Primal Mooncloth. You just have a lot of generally better options. You're not kind of as strapped for looking for a Hail Mary belt. For DPS, we're talking huge belt for Survival Hunters, 55 agility belt, big for stacking that critical strike. Would definitely recommend every Survival Hunter be farming Karazhan Trash like crazy, especially hopefully with your guild, because if you're Survival Hunter, you're trying to help them out. Mages may want that 82 stamina belt for mage tanking. Obviously, mage tanking sort of a meme right now because of High King Mulgar. But let's say in the future, you're a Clothy that wants to tank something. Having an 82 stamina belt isn't too bad. I've actually seen 2 of them drop already. So if you do want a nice cloth tanking belt, not a bad way to go. For Feral DPS Druids, the Lurker's Grasp offers 36 agility and 36 strength, which is pretty big. The final possible mini-boss in Servant's Quarters is Hyakiss the Glider, and he can drop boots, True Bis for a couple of different classes. I would say a Holy Priest may want to look into the 121 healing power boots. Your other option is the Boots of Incorrupt with better overall stats. It kind of depends on how your overall stats are looking, and if you need more healing power, need more MP5, whatever you're looking for. For Wrestle Shamans, for Wrestle Druids, for Holy Paladins, 121 healing power is appealing, and if you are able to get these boots, they're not a bad option. Is pretty much equivalent stuff from raids and World Boss loot, even some slightly better stuff as well. And so I wouldn't go out of your way for these, but if they do drop, might be able to make use of them. Feral DPS Druids may want to look into the Glider's Boots of Agility. Looking at 55 agility, scales better than the Edgewalker's long boots, but you lose out on a little bit of hit rating. For Survival Hunters, the Glider Sabatons are True Bis with 55 agility, which is massive. Again, there are a lot of other different pieces you may want to look into. Some of them may have sentimental value, some of them may be, marginal upgrades, marginal, relevant pieces for you. But the important thing to me is that if you get any of these items, and they are True Bis for you, you're getting an item that is not only one of a kind on your server, it might be one of a kind in the world. There might be not a single person playing TBC that has your Bis piece. Let's say you're a Wrestler Druid with the 90 healing power bracers. There is nothing cooler than that. There is no mount, there is no item that I can think of that is more impressive than going out there and farming your true Bis pieces. That might take you 100 hours. It might take you 200 hours. Some of these items, considering that you have to get the right armor type, 1 in 4, cloth, leather, mail, plate, and then you have to go and get the right roll, 1 in 28, 1 in 30, depending on some of these items. They're really rare. But if you get them, they are more impressive, more relevant than just making another ult, making another character, playing again and again. Why not do something really special? Truly try to max your character out, which is something that I feel like we've lost at some point. At some point along the way, we all lost this desire to truly max our characters out. And everybody basically just kind of agreed, hey, Karazhan Trash Farming isn't worth it. It's not worth the randomness. It's not worth the amount of time investment. But really, if you could basically guarantee in 200 hours that you're going to get a true best-in-slot piece, is that worth it? I think it's worth it, 100%. This is why I keep coming back. Every single week I do Karazhan Trash Farming. I try to make a group. I try to do it for a few hours because I think one day these items will drop and one day they will be worth it for you. Think about all the stairs you're going to get, all the people that are going to be impressed by these items. If you can get some of these incredible items, like Survival Hunter, Feral Druid, Shadow Priest, I mean, they're massive. Shadow Priest with these bracers, the 58 damage bracers, absolutely going to be a showstopper. The healing power bracers, going to be best in slot for multiple phases. Just incredibly impressive and rare. So in my opinion, you need to get a group together. You need to do some Karazhan Trash Farming every week. Set a date. Move your Karazhan back so that you can do more Karazhan Trash Farming. So that you put your Karazhan at Monday night so that you can push more and more Karazhan Trash Farming. I just think this is the kind of thing that makes the game great. So put your group together, Go out there and do it. I would love to hear what kind of items you get in the comments. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know if you want more. Hit the notification bell. I will be pumping out more content, more obscure content that people are just not talking about enough. We're going to make more videos. We're going to do more. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.